The global fashion landscape. The energy generated by this momentous Tokyo takeover extended far beyond a standard corporate fashion launch, developing a cultural life of its own that completely redefined how luxury brands leverage celebrity relationships. Inside the three-story Harajuku flagship, the raw, unscripted camaraderie between Jungkook and Mingyu became the emotional heart of the entire launch, providing an endearing look behind the scenes of two global icons who are genuinely just close friends navigating immense fame together. Media representative. Vase and international fashion executives observing from the upper levels noted that despite the massive global spotlight, the pair spent a significant portion of the evening laughing, talking animatedly about the collection, and looking out for one another in a way that felt completely grounded and refreshingly real. Mingyu openly shared with media personnel on the floor that Jungkook had been feeling incredibly anxious and practically shaking with nerves before stepping out, given that this was his very first time debuting a self-designed capsule collection to the world. Hearing Mingyu talk about reassuring Jungkook and helping him ease into the high-profile environment added an entirely new layer of emotional depth for the millions of fans watching clips stream online in real time. It beautifully mirrored Jungkook's own nostalgic reflections that evening when he recalled the absolute, unparalleled terror of his very first stage performance back in 2013, highlighting the beautiful contrast between that vulnerable young rookie and the confident global powerhouse standing before the fashion world today. The actual physical layout of the boutique was transformed into an interactive, museum-like tribute to Jungkook's creative vision, creating a complete multi-sensory environment that felt uniquely JK. On the second floor, massive, floor-to-ceiling high-definition monitors looped sleek, highly stylized campaign videos of Jungkook on a thrilling motorcycle joyride, while the floor itself was accented with bold racing track decals that guided visitors through the meticulously curated apparel racks. The third-floor installation, which was preserved as an exclusive public exhibition through mid-June, allowed consumers to stand mere inches away from some of Jungkook's most recognizable historic Calvin Klein archive pieces alongside a carefully curated mood board of the exact vintage and street garments that inspired the raw aesthetic of his 2026 capsule collection. Even the music that filled the flagship was hand-selected to match this high-energy, industrial vibe, featuring heavy, back-to-back dynamic sets from globally renowned DJs Gothic and Conducta, who perform right from the iconic helmet-styled DJ booth. Elite international stars like Ayaka Miyoshi, Nat Chokijindichai, Akihisa Shiono, and Hina Yoshihara moved through the crowded rooms dressed in matching Calvin Klein denim essentials. But the true focal point remained the undeniable, main character energy, radiating from Jungkook and Mingyu as they interacted with brand executives and took official portraits together. Outside the boutique, the scene on the streets of Shibuya and Harajuku was unlike anything Tokyo's fashion district had witnessed in years, drawing comparisons from veteran New York fashion journalists to the absolute peak eras of historic pop culture mania. The sheer volume of people packed along the sidewalks was so intense that local authorities and security teams had to establish specialized barriers just to maintain a clear thoroughfare for the continuous arrivals of special guests, many of whom dramatically arrived on sleek motorcycles that sent the crowd into absolute hysterics. The intense, sweltering Tokyo heat did absolutely nothing to diminish the spirits of the thousands of dedicated fans who had gathered hours in advance, their eyes permanently fixed on the glass front of the flagship store in hopes of catching a glimpse of the two idols. When Jungkook finally gave his legendary, gravity-defying high jump and wild wave upon leaving, the collective roar of the crowd literally echoed down the block, a moment of pure, unfiltered joy that instantly trended #1 worldwide on the internet. This spectacular Tokyo launch didn't just mark the roaring commercial triumph of a sold-out collection, it stood as a powerful testament to the genuine bonds of friendship, the incredible global influence of the 97 line, and a defining fashion milestone that will be celebrated by fans for years to come. Shook to its absolute core when BTS's Jungkook and '17's Mingyu descended upon Tokyo for the monumental Calvin Klein event. This moment has permanently etched itself into the annals of pop culture history, leaving fans completely spellbound and talking about it across every single social media platform without a single sign of slowing down. The Sheer power of the 97-line best friends coming together under the banner of one of the world's most iconic fashion houses created a perfect storm of star power, high fashion, and unmatched visual synergy that immediately broke the internet. Held at the massive Calvin Klein flagship store in Harajuku, which stands proudly as the brand's largest boutique space in all of Asia, the event was a spectacular celebration of the highly anticipated CKJK collaborative collection. This exclusive line represents the ultimate pinnacle of Jungkook's historic relationship with Calvin Klein since he was first appointed as their global brand ambassador, turning the three-story Tokyo boutique into an immersive, high-octane experience inspired directly by his unique aesthetic lens. The journey began with an electric wave of anticipation that rippled through the global fandom the very second Jungkook and Mingyu were spotted together at Gimpo Airport, setting off a massive chain reaction on TikTok and Twitter before they even touched down in Japan. Jungkook walked through the terminal embodying his signature, effortlessly cool all-black aesthetic, melting hearts with his famously humble attitude and endearing, bowing fairy greetings to the gathered reporters and fans. Beside him, Mingyu provided a stunning contrast in a clean, minimalist white ensemble that perfectly showcased the distinct styling of the two close friends. The sight of these two absolute titans of the music and fashion industries traveling side by side for a joint fashion takeover immediately raised the stakes for what was to come in Tokyo. When they finally arrived at the Harajuku flagship, the atmosphere outside was nothing short of historic, with thousands of fans packing the streets for blocks just to catch a single fleeting glimpse of the iconic duo. Inside, the store had been completely reimagined to mirror the bold spirit of the 20-piece limited CKJK collection, which takes deep inspiration from Jungkook's personal love for motorcycles. Featuring heavy racing track motifs, rugged industrial elements, a real Harley-Davidson motorcycle on display, and an oversized helmet structurally transformed into a state-of-the-art DJ booth. Jungkook stepped into the venue looking absolutely breathtaking, fully styled in pieces from his own collection that instantly became the definition of peak rock chic fashion. He wore a brilliantly layered outfit starting with a classic blue 90s denim trucker shirt and matching 90s straight jeans, topped with a custom charcoal leather racing jacket that featured his own name boldly emblazoned in striking white letters across the back. The look was perfectly anchored by heavy black leather boots, his signature silver hoop earrings, and a sharp, piercing gaze that fans instantly and affectionately dubbed his motorcycle gaze on social media. Mingyu stood alongside him as a fellow proud ambassador for the brand, looking incredibly handsome and complimenting Jungkook's style perfectly by wearing a dark 90s denim trucker jacket paired with relaxed, gray baggy jeans. The visual contrast between Jungkook's customized leather and denim racing aesthetic and Mingyu's sleek, ultra-clean approach to classic 90s Calvin Klein denim created a masterclass in modern street style that completely overwhelmed the photographers on scene. The genuine, unscripted chemistry of the T.O. 97-liners became the absolute highlight of the evening, especially when a video went completely viral showing Mingyu playfully smiling and repeatedly pointing at the custom CKJK EST 2026 logo on Jungkook's jacket, sending the entire internet into a frenzy of laughter and adoration over their wholesome best friend dynamic. The sheer scale of local and global madness surrounding this Tokyo launch was so immense that PVH Japan, the legal representative body for Calvin Klein Japan, took to their official channels to declare that all eyes in front of the Harajuku store were completely locked on Jungkook, describing the entire city as being totally spellbound by his presence. While the interior of the store hosted an elite guest list of international fashion icons, actors, and executives, all celebrating the massive commercial success of the collection, which had completely sold out its online inventory within